This meeting has been posted and announced in accordance with Chapter 231, PL 1975. Mr. Palladino, will you call the roll?
Sure. Trustee Graziano.
Here.
Trustee Grolman.
Here.
Trustee Jago.
Here.
Trustee Lopez.
Here.
Trustee Sheldon.
Here.
Vice President Pereira.
Here.
Madam President.
Here.
The New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of to attend meetings of this board, except where specifically exempted by law, in which any business affecting their interests is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of this act, the Board of Education has caused the notice of this meeting to be published by having the same advertised in the Belleville Times. Also, notice of this meeting has been mailed to the members of the board, the borough clerk, all elementary schools, middle school, high school, and the district website.
Thank you, Mr. Palladino. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes from March 12, 2018, closed session and public session?
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Student government representatives?
Good evening. My name is Sri Halusa, and I am the Student Government Treasurer here at BHS. Here is a recap of what has been happening in our school. Starting with Old Business. The Theater Arts production of In the Heights took place from Thursday, March 15th to Saturday, the 17th. The production was a huge success as it sold out on the second night of showing. Next, the Health and Wellness Fair occurred on Saturday, March 23rd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the BHS CAF at 2 p.m. Vendors from local organizations were present throughout the day to provide free health screenings, yoga, and Zoom classes. SGO representatives and BHS athletes were also present to work with children. Now on to new business. Orderlies for the third round period are currently underway. Testing began today, March 26th, and will extend until Thursday, March 29th. The spring pep rally will take place on Friday, April 13th. Team captains will call out their roster to encourage school spirit for the athletic season. Lastly, the spring blood drive is scheduled for Tuesday, May 1st at the Connie Francis Theater. Throughout the school day, SGO representatives will assist the nurses and donors at this event. Thank you.
Thank you. Items to be presented by Administration, Dr. Tonko.
Thank you, Madam President. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our last board meeting of March. Thank you all for coming out tonight. We have a lot of excellent things happening in the district. We have weathered the storms, and I think hopefully we're done with the snow days, so I'll be talking about some of that in a second. I want to thank everything our staff, faculty, our administrators do here. I've been in and out of some of the district schools the past few weeks doing evaluations, and just phenomenal things happening in all of the schools. Especially I like some of the initiatives that we're putting down in the kindergarten and grade 1 classes. And again, our teachers are just doing phenomenal things, so I appreciate them. I want to thank them all, our administrators as well, for all the time that is spent here for your children, with your children. It's very commendable, and I don't see that everywhere in the state, so I'm very proud to say it's happening here in Belleville. First, I'd like to start. We have a presentation tonight, very quickly, for Ms. Carenti. Ms. Barbara Carenti is here. She's our Director of People Personnel Services. Ms. Carenti will be receiving the prestigious Mental Health School-Based Professionals Award from the Governor's Council on Mental Health Stigmas. And this award has been given to a select few individuals in schools, professionals, that have provided effective supports, services, or programs that reduce the ways in which society stigmatizes people with mental illnesses. I don't know if any of you are aware of some of the new things that have been happening here in the district, but Ms. Carenti and her team were instrumental in putting in what is known as a drop-in center. We were working on it for 2 years. The board approved it last year, and we'll have some statistics at the end of the year for the board. I do have some midterm statistics, but we have greatly reduced some of the stigmas that have been put on students. We have helped with mental illness issues with our students, and we are now, next board meeting, going to be presenting to the board a drop-in center for the middle school as well. Just a place for students to go without any reservation to meet with counselors, different programs, to get different help with regard to teen issues, parent issues, different things that are happening, not just academic issues. So it's been extremely successful up here. Ms. Corrector put a whole year's worth of research into it, going to other districts that have had this. Been very successful here. It's up right across from the main office, right by the nurse's office up here at the high school. We are going to the middle school. So she's being recognized by the Governor's Council. So we'd like to recognize her for all her hard work and her team tonight. Ms. Parenti, thank you so much. Congratulations. Thank you again, Ms. Parenti. I usually don't like to steal the board members' thunder for their board comments, but I have to take the opportunity to do it this time, so I apologize, Ms. Lopez. I have to say, I'm going to say this very carefully, but I've been doing this for a few years now. I've been administrator for a few years in a few different districts, and I've always held dear to my heart the arts programs in schools. I come from a family of instrumentalists and professional singers and musicians, so growing up with the arts is very important to me, even though that gene obviously didn't rub off on me, but I did grow up with it, so I know how important it is to the development of just any person. So I know we have a fantastic arts program, K through 12 here, but I have to say that the musical production that we just put on at the high school was probably one of the best I have ever seen in my life. Will you clap? Just tremendous from not even so much the vocal aspect of it, but everything, to the lighting, to direction, to the carnival around the, I mean, everything was just, the empanadas and the food line, everything was just phenomenal. So I'm very taken aback, and I should say in awe of what our students and our teachers and our directors and all the volunteers. So again, I just need to commend that, and looking forward to the junior high play musical coming up. I'm sure some big shoes to fill, but I'm sure they can do it. So again, just an incredible thing. So I hope all of you have seen it. If not, I'm sure we'll make it available, but just phenomenal. So I commend everyone there. We have our safety summit tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. here in the auditorium. So this was brought about through the unfortunate events of Columbine. Chief Minikini and his men and women made a presentation at Coffee with a Cop, which was, I guess, several weeks ago. We then had a brief presentation on school safety here at a board meeting, and together it was decided that we were going to come together with a safety summit to present some additional material to you and the community as well. But the main reason was to let the community have a voice, and ask questions or concerns, our students, our parents, whomever, to come and talk about school safety and some of the issues that are going on around the country. You know, they had some demonstrations recently. Obviously, we've done everything we could here. I've said before, Belleville is cutting edge when it comes to student safety and faculty safety. You cannot have an environment of learning if there's not a safe environment. So that's one of the things that we pride ourselves on here. But again, we're having this summit tomorrow at 6:30. We are inviting you to come and have dinner with us. We're going to have pizza and refreshments, so please spread the word. We really like to really pack the house because I think it's important to have that open dialogue. So please, we've put out some reminders, and if you can help us, come yourself and bring 2 people, that'd be great. So at 6:30 tomorrow in here. I am honored, and I reported to the board, and I said I reported tonight, and I sent an email out to the middle school to report that the middle school will be exiting focus status at the end of this school year. Focus status was something that was put in before I got here. So I'm going to say approximately 6 years ago, under the NCLB at the time. The middle school was identified as a school with achievement gaps in certain areas and was put on focus status, which basically means that we worked with something at the time called the Regional Achievement Centers, or the RACs, Ours was rack 9, and they would come in and put something called a SIP together for us, which is basically a budgetary student improvement plan, or I'm sorry, school improvement plan, where a percentage of Title I monies that were devoted to the district had to be specifically devoted for just the middle school in and of itself, to put together programs to get out of these achievement gaps, or these areas of achievement gaps. We're working with the SIP, and then we changed the RAC team a few times, and we've changed different administrative teams and a lot of things that we're doing. Moving also from this new transition of the 6th grade coming back to the elementary schools. New Commissioner Repollet gave us a letter on March 23rd, and I informed the board and then the teachers, and now you as a public, that we are officially coming out of status in June. So I'd like to give the middle school teachers, faculty, students, excellent job. A lot of hard work, a lot of back and forth collaboration. So moving forward, now we're going to have to monitor this very carefully. But again, coming out of status is again, progress. The word I love to use here is progress, and it wouldn't have happened if we all didn't work together, from the board all the way down. So thank you so much. Two things real quick, just as an announcement. As you see on the school calendar, which has been posted and approved by the board from last year, unfortunately we used one additional one additional emergency day than we had planned for. When I first came to district, we only had 2 snow days, I believe, 2 or 3. We made it 4 when I got here. Only one other time in my career did we ever go over that amount of days, and this is the second time that it's happened. So, in sticking with what the board had approved so that teachers, parents, anyone else could schedule around the possibility of an emergency day, the makeup day, or the day that we will regain will be April 6th, which is Friday, April 6th, which will be a single session day. So there will not be a full day session, it will be a single session day. So that will be April 6th. We also I will be discussing with the board for next meeting the unfortunate makeup of an additional day on top of that for school 10 because of the water main break. Sorry, Mr. Moran, see you over there. Because of the water main break that occurred several weeks ago. So we did survey the staff. I'll be speaking with Mr. Rotunda again before the board and I make a final decision, or my recommendation goes to the board for their final decision. But that'll be coming to you next month. So again, April 6th right now is a single session day. There is the intention of this administration is that everyone is in school. That is my intention and my expectation. So appreciate that. And finally, I had the privilege this morning to represent our district with Mr. Bush, our attorney here as well, to represent our district through well, actually it was a very important day for me because I got to see our new commissioner go through a Senate judiciary hearing to hear what some of his plans were. So we did that this morning. And Commissioner Repollet, if you haven't had a chance to Google him, he will be getting an invitation from me to come to Belleville shortly, and I'm sure that he will come visit us and love to see the great things that are happening here. But some of the words that he said today during this hearing were very moving to me with regards to equity and adequacy and things that we are doing or are going to be doing as an educational system moving forward. It was really a breath of fresh air, especially being in education as long as I have. I think this is something that, especially here in Belleville and Essex County, some of his goals, his mission, his acronyms that we talked about, that he uses are definitely what our students need here. So, again, I'm publicly telling everyone that we're going to be inviting him to something. So we're putting him on the spot, but very excited to be there and representing the district this morning with regard to that. So thank you so much, progress, and I'll turn it back over to you, Ms. Lamborello.
Thank you, Dr. Thompson. Mr. Egan?
Good evening. I'll be quick. Just some updates with our construction plans. Just for the public knowledge, the First of the bid openings will take place in April, April 18th, 19th, and 20th. And those are for projects to give it the roofs and some brick repointing and other construction items. We also have in the process of preparing proposals for a construction manager to oversee all the projects. That's in progress. We should have that construction manager appointed before the actual construction starts. Construction is technically scheduled to begin right after the school lets out for the summer. And then last but not least, we sold all the bonds that were deposited in the bank, and now we're going through proposals to get another financial institution to be totally responsible for all those funds that have been raised by the sale of the bonds. So then we'll have total accountability, which obviously everybody is very interested in. As Dr. Taco said, the middle school coming out of focus is a huge step in the right direction. And as he points out, it is progress. We've always been going along, and sometimes progress is slow, but slow and steady wins the race, and you just got to get it. I first came here because of the financial issues and governance issues, but the priority was finance. We're now moving in the right direction with finance. Once again, progress, and now the good news about academics. Once again, progress. And also, which was announced at the last meeting, total amount of money that's being invested in textbooks, which this district sorely needed. And once again, it's progress. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Egan. Can I have a motion to open for public participation? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Remarks regarding agenda items that are relevant to the educational system. The participant must sign in and be recognized by the presiding officer and must preface comments by an announcement of his or her name, municipality, and affiliation if appropriate. The individual called shall proceed with a maximum of 3 minutes. All statements shall be directed to the President of the Board of Education. No participant may address board members individually. Ms. Shore?
Good evening, and yes, a huge congratulations and recognition for the efforts regarding the middle school in Title I. And we are involved in a performance level objectives, but it also is the proper use of Title funds for the correct program, and that was an issue where I hate to say it, gaps were filled simply by moving title funds around and people being assigned a percentage of their salary and not necessarily being appropriately used for direct instructional purposes. I'm asking a question which I'm sure you're quite familiar with. In your agenda, you have the appointment of Ms. Maudrey Danziger as your assistant BA. Obviously, Belleville being what it is, we like to investigate things purely for the joy of investigation. And we noticed that there was the appointment of Laura Maudrey Danziger on December 19, 2016, for a contract, a prorated salary as a staff accountant from January 16th through June 30th, 2017. And now we're proposing as a board to approve the appointment of Laura Maudrey Danziger to the position of Assistant Business Administrator, with a commencement of the contract in effect promptly, and the contract, I believe, ending at June 30th of this year. I found it interesting as I was looking that after the contract ended in June 30th, 2017, I didn't see any indication in agendas or minutes that there was a reappointment. So therefore the question became, is this the captain? Because when we went into LinkedIn, Ms. Moderate Denziger, I don't want to mispronounce her name, and this is nothing personal, but she herself prepared a resume which indicated that as of January 2017, she served as the assistant BA here in the district. This is not something that I thought at first, well, maybe there was an error, and she meant January 2018. However, the person that you're appointing did say that she served in a position that I believe requires a certain certification as of January 2017 to now, not as accountant, as a business administrator. So that is something that I think that procedurally, you as board need to determine what happened in that gap from June to now. And it's interesting because this is effective April. So for 4 months, you're establishing an assistant BA. And interestingly enough, Mr. Palladino's contract expires on June 30th, when that contract obviously ends. And I know it's the fiscal year, but I just find that a contract of 4 months, and if a little old lady can do her homework, then I would think whether we have an inside staff or an outside staff, that we need to always vet everyone and anyone in this district. So I would hope that you would just take another look and consider this matter. It's nothing personal. I don't know this person. I'm not being critical, but the data doesn't match. Thank you.
Can I have a motion to close public participation?
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Moving on to resolutions. Can I have a motion on personnel?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, Mr. Palladino?
Trustee Graziano.
Yes.
Trustee Growan.
Yes.
Trustee Jacko.
Yes.
Trustee Lopez.
Yes.
Trustee Sheldon.
Yes.
Vice President Guerrero.
Yes.
Madam President.
Yes. We have nothing in curriculum instruction. Moving on to resolutions, board action, board policy. 1 through 8. Mr. Palladino, we're going to be polling 9 for separately at the request of the board member. So can I have a roll call on, starting with 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Any discussion on those? All right, can I get a motion on 1 through 3 and 5 through 8?
Motion. Second.
Okay. Any discussion? Okay, Mr. Palladino?
Trustee Graziano.
Yes.
Trustee Growan.
Yes.
Trustee Jacko.
Yes.
Trustee Lopez.
Yes.
Trustee Sheldon.
Yes.
Vice President Guerrero.
Yes.
Madam President.
Yes. Can I have a motion on 9-4?
Second.
Any discussion on 9-4? Hearing none, Mr. Palladino?
Trustee Graziano.
Yes.
Trustee Growan.
No, and I'd just like to make it a point that I'm 100% for the safety of our students and that we should have these tracking devices in all our vehicles that have students in them, but we do not need to be tracking our maintenance department. We're not big brothers, so I'm voting no.
Trustee Jacko.
Yes.
Trustee Lopez.
Yes.
Trustee Sheldon.
Yes.
Vice President Barrera.
Yes.
Madam President.
Yes. Can I have a motion on purchasing and business services, 1 and 2? Any discussion? Hearing none, Mr. Palomino?
Trustee Graziano.
Yes.
Trustee Groman.
Yes.
Trustee Jacko.
Yes.
Trustee Lopez.
Yes.
Trustee Sheldon.
Yes.
Vice President Barrera.
Yes.
Madam President.
Yes. Can I have a motion on finance, 1 through 7?
Second.
Before we have any discussion, we are pulling check number 073065 from the bill list. Any discussion? Hearing none, Mr. Palomino?
Trustee Graziano.
I recuse myself from all checks regarding payroll and yes to the rest.
Trustee Groman.
Yes, and no to check number 073238, Schwartz and Edelstein. They're no longer our attorney and we're still billed $20,000.
Trustee Jacko.
Yes.
Trustee Lopez.
Yes.
Trustee Sheldon.
Yes, except for the same check that Mr. Rollins just referenced, 073238, the payment to Schwartz Adelstein.
Vice President Barrera.
Yes.
Madam President.
Yes. Okay, moving on to remarks by citizens. No one has signed up for the second sign-in sheet. So we'll move on to items, remarks, and committee reports presented by the board members. Ms. Jocko?
It is always a pleasure to be here, seeing the community partake in the education of our children. I continue to encourage the entire community to attend our board meetings. Our next meeting is April 9th. I want to congratulate Ms. Carenti on her well-deserved award. Thank you for making our school district shine. I also want to congratulate the In the Heights actors and actresses. It was amazing. I really, really am very enthusiastic that our children are progressing in every facet. In regards to the Belleville Middle School, I see progress, but I really encourage Dr. Tonko to oversee the middle school because there's other issues that we would want to make sure that all the students are definitely prospering there. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Jocko. Mr. Groman?
Thank you for everyone coming out. I'd like to congratulate the middle school staff on coming off our focus down there, and congratulate all our staff through all the schools. Everybody's doing a great job. Everything's moving forward, and that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Groman. Mr. Sheldon?
Thank you. Okay. That's right, thank you. I always need a backup. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to start off by congratulating Ms. Carenti for her award certificate. Night job well done. I was here for opening night for the high school play. Remarkable job. Initially, I thought, especially the orchestra, the band, initially I thought we had hired a professional group of musicians, and lo and behold, it was our own students. So really incredibly impressed by the talent of our students. In regard to the middle school no longer having focus status, this is a major improvement, accomplishment. I am so relieved to see that we're no longer having focus status, and I'm hoping that in the very near future our FARC math scores show equal improvement. Nothing else for this evening, still getting over a lingering cold, so I thank you for your attention. Have a good evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sheldon. Mr. Graziano?
Yes, and thank you all for coming out. I'd like to congratulate middle school faculty, staff, and administrators. Doing a great job. Also, Mr. Renke, great job. Everybody. I encourage everyone, all the community, to come out and keep coming to the meetings, communicate to us, and everything will keep moving
Graziano, Ms. Lopez.
Good evening. Kind of short here, I have to close my laptop. All right, so, yes, Dr. Tomko stole my thunder. I just want to commend the students and their parents for their devotion in preparing for the In the Heights play. I was just in awe of the talent, the singers, the dancers, the musicians. It was all around a wonderful production. I think that we need to take this show on the road. It really did showcase the talent and the work that goes into that program here at Belleville High School. With regard to the Safety Summit, I'd like to encourage all to attend. We pushed for that, and once again, the superintendent took heed right away and put something together. So I encourage all to attend. With regard to the focus status and the middle school coming out of status, once again, that's another sign of our forward progress and the great work that's being done here within the school district, so congratulations for that. I didn't comment while we were voting, but with regard to the policy 7650, the reason why I voted yes is because I feel that there should be consistency. We shouldn't be tracking some vehicles and not others. And so as we move towards transparency, we need to be consistent in our practices, and that's why I voted yes on that item. Barbara Parenti, I'd like to thank you and congratulate you for your service and for winning the 2018 Ambassador Award. That is wonderful work, and we are so grateful to have you in our district. This demonstrates the excellence and the daily work that you put into with our students, and I'm very grateful to have you within the district. Last but not least, I'd like to focus on the progress that this district is making as a whole. All of the things that we discussed this evening really demonstrate that we're moving in the right direction, and I think that the faculty, the administrators, and the team here on the dais really deserve some recognition for coming together and working in the best interest of our kids, because our kids truly deserve a top-notch education, and I think that we are moving in that direction, and thank you all. Good evening. That concludes my remarks.
Ms. Lopez, Mr. Barrera.
Good evening, everyone. Like always, thank you for your attendance. Ms. Carenti, what can I say? We go back a little bit. As a parent, I want to thank you once again, as I've done many times in the past, for the great work you did with our girls, and that you continue doing in your devotion to our district. It's a perfect example of the team that we have that's helping us move things forward and doing the best that we can for our districts, for our students. The middle school, great job, kudos, let's keep up the good work. Teachers, don't lose faith, continue to work hard. It's only going to get easier once the 6th grade is no longer there. It's very important, I repeat, that we have a good turnout next week, not next week, actually tomorrow for the Safety Summit. So please spread the word. Be sure parents, those sitting in the audience, that you bring more parents on board. We want to have a good turnout. This is a mutual interest, the safety of our children. I know many people like to comment on the different things in social media with regards to the safety and what we do or don't do. Why don't we think positive and join together and work hard at doing the best we can to keep our children safe? And that's why we need your support and your presence tomorrow. Thank you and a good night to all.
Thank you, Mr. Barrera. I'm going to be quick and wrap it up. Congratulations, Ms. Parenti, well deserved. Looking forward to bringing it down to the middle school and, having the whole mental health package going all over the district. Congratulations to the middle school teachers. You guys deserve it. You worked very hard to get there. And I remember we went into focus status, and I am so glad that we are out of it. Other board members have talked about the progress that we're making here, and I used to sit out there in those seats and hear the complaints about the lack of books and the lack of technology and the lack of everything. And Someone always says to me, it's a great time to be alive. Well, I feel like that's right here because we are really moving forward quickly. And, giving the kids what they need, and the board is working together to achieve the goals that we set out. And I can't thank you guys enough for that because it's, it's for the kids, it's not for us. I got to see the show, which was absolutely awesome. I'd like to thank the maintenance workers because we've had a lot of snow and a lot of weather and a lot of slippery situations, and they've really, shuffled us out pretty quickly and got us going. I wish I could get people at my house to shuffle me out that quickly. Make sure you tell all your friends to come out to the Safety Summit, and I think that wraps it up. Can I have a motion to adjourn? Second. All in favor? Aye.